In this video, I want to share the only 3 high-level things you'll need to focus on to grow your coaching or consulting business. And look, once I discovered the high-level 40,000-foot view of these 3 things, I had better planning, better strategy, and have been able to grow my own coaching consulting business over the last 10 years. And so I want to share these 3 with you today. So let me just quickly share an analogy. We want your coaching consulting business to be more like an LED light bulb, an LED light bulb. And if I look that up on Google here on my phone, an LED light bulb, let's say it uses a certain mechanism and it conducts a light by passing an electric current through a semiconductor material, making it a highly energy efficient lighting option compared to traditional light bulbs, a highly efficient light bulb. And we want your coaching business, consulting business to be highly efficient by focusing and planning around these 3 things. And I call this LED, and I'll break those down for you in a second. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to for my list or my following, my audience, past clients, customers who they have a lot going for them. Like there's one guy in particular, he's already subscribed to this channel, so I love you, but I won't use your name, but I'll use you as a quick example. There's a guy who has a great YouTube channel. He's got like 20,000 subs, really, generating good traffic and a clear interest for what he's teaching. But he doesn't really have the next step, right? He's getting the L, the leads, but he's not really getting the E, the enrollment. He doesn't have a systematic way of doing that and then delivering a product that can scale, right? And so LED stands for leads, enrollment, and delivery. Leads, enrollment, and delivery. These are really the only 3 big areas of an expertise-based business, a coaching, consulting, or service business. We need to generate leads and get visible and generate leads for our business. We need to be able to enroll those leads into our services or programs. And then we need to be able to deliver a great service that helps people, gets them excited, gets them to want to buy more from you, gets them to want to talk about it to other people. And ideally, in most markets, do it in a way that has some scale to it so that you aren't just stuck doing like trading hours for work and things like that, hours for money, those kind of things, right? So LED. And my friend is getting the L, the leads, but he doesn't have a clear customer journey for the E and the D, right? And so those are really the 3 elements to focus on. So leads. So we need to be able to generate leads for our business, and that's an obvious thing. And ideally, this is really much dependent on your market, your industry. You'll either take a broader approach, like a shotgun approach, or you'll take a rifle approach to lead generation. So if you're selling to small businesses, solopreneurs, you're selling to consumers, you're going to take a more of a shotgun approach, a one-to-many approach to generating leads. So you might do things like advertisements or JV partnerships or those kind of things where you're doing a lot of mailings back and forth and those kind of things. You might build a large YouTube channel or something like that to reach more people, right? Now, the rifle approach is more like if you're working with let's say hard to reach CEOs and those kind of things, you might want to take a more systematic approach. You're going to do more warm outreach. Maybe you're going to host a podcast where you strategically invite people to your podcast to talk to you one-on-one so you can open the door. That person could become a client or a referral partner for you, right? So how you generate leads very much depends on who your ideal buyer is. Are they mass market or are they a rifle approach? That'll make a huge difference. And I've done both of those. I personally like working with the masses. I like the more one-to-many leverage lead generation model, but you'll have to decide that for your business. So that's the L. The E is enrollment. So how are you going to enroll people into your services? Are you going to do it in a one-to-many fashion via webinars, workshops, those kind of things? Or are you going to do it in a one-to-one fashion via strategy sessions or clarity sessions or whatever you're doing to ultimately get them to buy your service? Or are you going to enroll them in the direct message? There's a lot of ways to enroll people. But the key here is it needs to line up, right? The right type of lead generation strategy for the right type of buyer, and that needs to funnel through to an enrollment strategy that makes sense for that person, right? And then finally to the D in LED, which is delivery, right? You have to be able to deliver a service that allows you to scale, right? And so unless you're working with super high dollar, high end people, even if you are, you're going to need to be able to create a delivery system that both delights, gets them a result, gets them speaking about you, but also, so you're not doing everything in the business always, right? Unless you're just a solo coach who's working with high level people. For most of us, you need to develop systems with software, with technology, with other people, hiring some helpers. They don't necessarily need to be full-time employees, but they could be, I have people helping me with a variety of things in my business. And that makes the whole delivery of it and the whole process work to where I can work with more people, make more money without basically, as I like to say, hating life, right? You don't want to hate your life. I mean, if you're listening to me, you're probably looking to sell your expertise for a living, and you're looking to do it for a lifestyle, right? You want to make good money, but you also don't want to hate life, and you want to be able to, do other things. And so the delivery piece is super important there. And so that's the LED, leads, enrollment, delivery. Those are super important. And it's important that they line up, right? My friend, he's getting the leads, but he doesn't really have a clear an enrollment process. And I've been harping on him to put together a few things like a webinar to enroll those people more efficiently. Hasn't done it yet. And then he needs to come up with an offer that is deliverable, that's scalable, not people hiring him for $200 an hour or something like that, or $50 an hour to do work for them. A leveraged way that can grow. In his particular market, it's more of a mass market consumer play. So he's going to need one-to-many delivery or one-to-many lead gen, which is his YouTube. He's going to need a one-to-many enrollment strategy, and then a one-to-many delivery strategy if he really wants to get to a really good income without, again, hating life. So this is very specific to your type of business and industry. The components of the LED very much would require a thoughtful mind to think through that with you and for you. Feel free to leave a comment or reach out to me if you need some help with those pieces. But those are really like the only three pieces to focus on, and there's a whole lot underneath each of those. There's a whole lot under each of those, but those are really the three big areas. And if you'd like some more details from me on how to create a more profitable online program, a one-to-many program, click the link in the description. There's some other resources down there as well. For creating webinars, etc. Or if you'd like to reach out to me directly to talk about this for your business, there is a link in the description as well. That's it for this video. Again, feel free to leave a comment. Watch the video that's around my head here somewhere. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to making another video for you soon. Take care for now, and let's get focused on the LED. What's your strategy? Once I found this, things got better for me. Let's get more focused. Let's get more streamlined. I'll see you soon.